Oh wait, I'm coming.
Blow
I'm
them
coming.
up. They're
I'm
dead.
coming.
They're dead. Dragonair's dead.
Yes!
No!
Oh my god!
I was breathless, my heart restless. Every time
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Kill him! Kill him! Oh my god! No!
to my own song, but you came, you made me see the weight I put on me was too much, too tough to heal. I needed time.
Oh,
I needed
87! I'm going for it. Oh my god, I had to hit it! Dude, the fact that I landed that first try. Come on. Yeah!
No!
It turned into energy ball! Yes! Let's go!
I put on me was too much, too tough to heal. I needed time. I needed to be still.
Welcome to the stream, everyone. I see Himiko. It's good to see you. It's been a while, Himiko. I also see Nick. What's up? Actually, I was waiting the whole time, like 2 or 3 hours. I see Brian. It's good to see everyone. Hopefully, you guys are all having a good day. Hopefully, also, you guys can hear me. The music's not too loud and everything. So just let me know if audio is good. And then we can try to get started here. It should be kind of a quick stream. Should only be like an hour. So hopefully no one's upset about that. But it's been a while since we've done a Danganronpa tier list. And I wanted to go back through a lot of the executions, because honestly I did the videos for the executions, but it's been a while since I talked about them, and I haven't actually read all of them. I might make this into a video. As well, like I might cut it up and, like, you know, make it into a smaller video and whatnot when I'm in the process of moving and everything. But without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, and Ace, I forgot to rent the Hisuian starters, and I did, but I'm going to say what they're between. Go ahead. I must apologize with my ukulele. I actually did not know you had a ukulele. I don't think I've ever played Danganronpa is God. I don't know if it's God, but it's pretty darn good. Okay, hold on. Let's try to. We're gonna reorganize some of these in order. We're gonna go order. Where's the next one? Chihiro, I know, is over here. This is the last one for Danganronpa 1. This is technically before. Okay, I also see Celeste. That's after that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, that should be all that. And then Danganronpa 2, where you at? First one was Terror. Terror died first. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna reorganize all this. And once everything's organized, we should be good. Where is... There we go. Mikon over there. He was at the... Oh, it was Gundam. That's right. Then we got this, and then we had this abomination. We're gonna get there when we get there. Kaito, move over, fam. Jesus. Okay, and then we had Despair Girls, which I'm actually surprised that they actually had Despair Girls on here. I actually don't even know the correct order for this, so if it's all mixed up, I don't really care. This can go in whatever order it needs to be, because I'm gonna be roasting the hell out of it. So just be wary of that. If you are a fan, it will be roasted, and you might hate me, and I'm not sorry. It is what it is. Okay, that should pretty much be in order. Okay, my sister baby is like in 2 hours. Oh, it B-Day. Dude, I was saying baby. I was like, what are you talking about? Birthday's in like 2 hours. Hey, well, Brian, tell your sister happy birthday. okay? And hopefully I can get you out of here in time for your birthday. So let's try to get this. Okay. Starting out with technically the first ever execution, we have the first rocket launch. It's okay. I'm gonna put it in like C. The problem with this one is that we don't really get to connect with Kirigiri's dad until like way later. So for that, I can't really give the first blast off execution really that much praise, because although it is a cool execution, there's really no like impact that this one has, right? This one doesn't really like stick rent free in your mind. It's just kind of like a really cool introduction into the series. So I'm gonna put it at C, but it's like a top of C. I feel like I don't know. It might, yeah. We'll have to wait and see, but top of C. Red hair, brown mask, pink hair, blue hair, then the Despair Girl order. Brian, that's very cool. But I really don't care, because it's Despair Girls. Okay, let's just all admit it's Despair Girls, and we don't care. Okay, next up we have the true first execution. This is where I usually say is the first execution. It's 1,000 blows. I think it's A tier. It's just a good execution. It's simple but effective, right? It's a good way to really showcase what Danganronpa is really like, as well as getting through like the pain, the actual torture that these characters are going through. The execution is very fitting for the character, and it's just a well done and well put together execution, right? And especially since it is the first like true execution in my eyes, I feel like it definitely has a lot of weight that it has, because it has to like really introduce the executions to the players and whatnot, and also to all the characters in Danganronpa, because that was the first ever execution that they saw was Leon. So I feel like A is a solid tier for it. Mondo Butter. Now honestly, if you would have asked me before me and BG were reacting to this, I would have said C. But I'm actually gonna put it in A, or maybe B. It's like it's right here, like A or B. It's actually not bad. We'll put it in B for butter. B for butter. And the reason why is I feel like at first glance you kind of just look at it and it's like, okay, it's kind of just silly, right? And that's something that I have also said, that for an execution it kind of falls a little flat, because anytime you're thinking about it, you just, in the back of your head, you're always thinking of, oh, he gets turned into butter, and then Monokuma just kind of uses him for his pancakes. It kind of takes away, like, the death, right? The impact and the sadness that you're supposed to feel for that death. But, in fairness, it's still a really cool execution. It's one of the cooler ones for sure. And, again, it's just really funny. I don't know if you guys heard that, but my family was just screaming downstairs. Dude, I just heard, oh my god! And I was like, what the fuck is happening? Okay, I'm sorry. If you guys heard that, I apologize. If you guys didn't hear that, well then, we're just gonna keep on going, I guess. But, again, Mono execution is really good. We heard? You guys actually did. Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious. Dude, they're watching some type of show and something must have happened and they were flipping out. That was the loudest they've been anytime I've been streaming. It's never been that loud before. That's absolutely hilarious that you guys heard that. Okay, here's the order. Hisuian decidueye is between Blastoise and Charizard. Hisuian Typhlosion is between Typhlosion and Feraligatr. And Hisuian Samurai between Feraligatr and Charizard. Did I hear Jaden? Who's Jaden? Who's Jaden? I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know no Jaden. Okay, but getting back onto the good old Mondo butter that we put on our pancakes. It's a really solid execution, okay? Is what I was trying to get to. Solid execution. It's just, it is a little funny, especially with the ending and like what ends up happening and whatnot. Like it can feel a little anticlimactic, but it's still a really solid execution. Now with Celeste, in the burning of the Versailles Witch, I think I'm gonna have to put an A. I will say this, it's probably a low A, because although I do like it, it is definitely very, very plain. And obviously that's kind of the point of the execution, right? It's supposed to be plain, and it's supposed to go against what Celeste wants, right? She wants this really extravagant, over-the-top execution for her to die, right? She just doesn't want to die to like old age or something. But it's definitely a little annoying, and it takes away a little bit when it is so plain, because sometimes you just look at it and it's like, well, compared to other executions, it really just doesn't stand out as much. But in terms of, you know, what we know about Celeste's characters and what it means for her, it means a lot, and it does have a lot of impact. So with that said, I still think it's an A tier. I don't think it's anywhere close to the best. It could definitely also be B tier. I might move it down, maybe, but I think low A is good. Well, shit, I'm hearing things again. No, Nick, if you heard my family, they were screaming, so I do apologize. They were being very loud, and I don't know why. So, I do apologize for that. Now, we have Excavator Destroyer. I'm gonna put this one in D. The problem with this one is its alter ego. Like, alter ego didn't deserve to die. That's the thing. It didn't really die. So, like, it didn't really matter. Obviously, I know it's supposed to be like this shock. Oh, Monokuma found out about alter ego. It then kills it and whatnot, right? Or it destroys the laptop. But it's not the same as with an actual character. Don't get me wrong, right? I do know the impact. It's a alter ego was like this lifeline for them to get out. I understand that. But comparing that to watching a friend actually die as opposed to just watching a laptop get smashed, it's kind of hard to ever have any like emotional ties to the laptop, unless you're Yamada. If it was Yamada, it'd be a little bit different. I think Yamada actually would have been bawling his eyes out, but it just doesn't really have that impact. So for me personally, it doesn't do it for me. It's fine, I guess. It's definitely not the worst thing out there. There's worse executions, believe it or not, but it just really isn't that good. And you just want to know something weird? Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and let me know. Nick, anytime you just want to let me know something, you just put it in the chat. Petition for me to become the new Asama. Yeah, no. So this morning, I was playing Project Pokemon game on Roblox, and when I got to land with water, or a pond in the middle, I thought I saw a Magikarp in sunglasses. That would have been a cool Magikarp. That would have been a cool Magikarp. But I don't think it would have beaten, you know, the Squirtle Squad. The Squirtle Squad is still the coolest Pokemon with sunglasses. Okay, now this is basically the same as this one for the most part. It's just after school lessons. Obviously, Kirigiri dying, that this has to go to D because that's best girl. But otherwise, the execution is fine. It is a little comedic where he's learning sex ed, but otherwise, it is a pretty standard execution. They get smashed, kind of like with Excavator Destroyer. Obviously, it just has a little bit more impact because of what was happening at this moment. I don't think they're bad executions or anything. I'll actually just move this one up. I don't think they're bad executions or anything. It's just they don't have the same impact as a lot of the other ones, right? And obviously, it does have a huge. Or let me rephrase that. It does have impact on the story. Because the problem is, whatever happens ends up changing how the ending goes, right? Either you get the bad ending or the good ending. So it does actually have a lot of impact. But ultimately, the bad ending is just terrible. So going in that direction just sucks. And in the good ending, well, then Naegi doesn't die. He just, you know, he gets saved at the last second because he's the ultimate bullshit. So I don't know. It doesn't really work for me. It's not really a cool execution or one that I think about. So, yeah, that's just me. Also, what's up, Noodles? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're having a good day. The first time I played it, I got the bad ending. I think a lot of people did because, like, obviously it's like, well, you're not gonna vote out Naegi, but then when you actually do it, then you get this. So I do think it was like kind of well done on their part to like really trick you into getting the bad ending, but otherwise, again, it's just kind of whatever. Then you get good old Junko here. I'm gonna put Junko top of C. I'm gonna put it right above the first blast off execution. The reason I'll put it above is because obviously this is the ultimate villain, right? This is where we have to get to see at school lessons actually kill off someone, as opposed to Naegi, you know, getting off scot-free, because that's the canon ending. But the problem I have with this is that it's just not original. We've already seen every execution, so just watching her go through the executions just was kind of lame and anticlimactic. It would have been cooler if she actually had her own. Like, she was so insane that she made her own execution on the off chance that she was convicted. Like, that would have been something, not only, you know, a really cool way to look at her character of like how far she's went with this, right? This whole elaborate plan for the Danganronpa series, but it's just also just to kind of see what it would have been, right? Would it have been more for like the fashionista side of her, or would it actually have been for like the ultra despair? Like, would there have been an execution for that, right? Would it have just been like, oh, a guillotine, it's something super plain and something super predictable or something, you know what I mean? Like, there could have been something cool and unique with that. They don't really do that, and so for that reason, I'm gonna put it at C. It's not the worst, it just isn't the best either. I feel like there's a lot more you could have done here. Okay, next up we got fried chicken. We got KFC. Honestly, it's A tier. It's A tier. And I feel like a lot of people don't put this one nearly as high. But honestly, it is like the perfect amount of crazy and insanity, along with like torture and really brutal execution. Welcome to the Thanos world. This tier is so short. Yeah, it's not gonna be that long. It's gonna be like an hour max. So you guys are definitely not gonna have it. Like, you're not gonna have to wait too long for me to get through this, I feel like. Also, what's up, good Cresselia? It's good to see you. Welcome to the Thanos world. Dude, it's funny. I was thinking about doing an MCU tier list. If you guys still want to see that, let me know. Hit that like button and let me know if you guys want to see me do like a Marvel Cinematic Universe tier list. But here's the thing with this execution. The Terran execution is just, again, it's a perfect blend of insanity and just a brutal execution, right? It's so wacky and weird, which just fits the aesthetic for Danganronpa, but it's also a really cool and interesting and even unique execution, right? It's not an execution you see all the time of Terra getting missile launched at him and then he gets thrown into a volcano and then cut into chicken. It's so weird, but it's so cool and unique. It's something about it that actually just stands out to me. And I remember when BG first saw it, he loved this execution for that reason alone, because it was just so different from everything else that you've seen. So I think for that reason, I'm going to put it top of A. I feel like it's probably going to be top of A. I won't put it in S. I feel like there are better ones, but it is such a good one. I like your previous name, and it does fit me well. Oh, you were talking Nick, yeah. It's actually insane with the good Darkrai and good Cresselia. I actually did like those names as well. Okay, now we got one of the cooler executions, but how should I say this? This is a fan favorite execution that I know is really, really cool, and I still like this execution. I just don't put it as high as some other people. I'll probably put it above Mondo Butter. I think it's definitely well done a lot more, especially when you realize that the whole point of the execution is that Peko Yama is being used as a tool, right? That's the whole point of the execution, which is so cool, knowing of her thinking that she's just a tool for our boy here. And so her being utilized and being forced to do things, right, kind of against her will, is actually really, really tragic, right? When you really think about it, it's really, really sad. The problem that I have with this execution is that the reason it stands out so much, and I feel like people talk about it so much, is because you had you had her running out to go and save Peko Peko Yama. If he never jumped in, right? I'm actually blanking on his name. I think it's Fuyuhiko? Could be wrong. But when he ran out to go save Peko, that's why everyone like kind of reacted the way that they did, because it's such a tragic death or a tragic moment when she cuts him, and obviously we know how much they care for each other, and you know they grew up with each other, and they've been through so much. So for that moment to happen was really, really sad. So I feel like that's the reason why it sticks out. But for me, it just doesn't stack up amongst the other ones, in my opinion, where it's just done a little bit better. Me personally. Also, what's up, Genius? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Good to see everyone. Oh, okay. Basically, there was a kid. He was a very average, and then he won a raffle. Not sure, but he dies. Oh wait, he's just knocked out. He meets waifu. He meets 4 other waifus, and he meets bro die. What did I just read? I think I just had an aneurysm. Genius, you're 6 feet. No need to flex. No need to flex. Good Chrisella, how tall are you? Dude, why is Brian asking for how tall everyone is? 1 foot. Hey, there we go. Short queen or king. We don't discriminate. Okay, we have the worst execution that's ever been made. I'm sorry. It still sucks. It still sucks. Bye Bye Ouchies is by far the worst execution that's ever been made in Danganronpa, and no one can tell me otherwise. This execution sucks. It sucks. The only thing that I've heard people try to say to like defend this is, oh well, Mikon's scared of like big objects, and like they thought that like made this anywhere better. It's so weird. If you've ever seen this execution, you know what I'm talking about. It's weird, and the way it ends off is so anticlimactic. Like the whole arm being a rocket that's shot up into space, and then it just ends there. Dude, it sucks. I'm sorry. If you know, you know. It's terrible. It's a terrible execution. It doesn't have any impact. I don't feel bad at all. It's not cool. It's just weird. The whole thing is just weird, and it gets weirder as the whole execution goes on. Plus, I don't even really know if she died. But she's my preppy waifu? Yeah, because you guys are simping over a really, really terrible character. I said it. Mikon sucks. She's a terrible character. I don't care what anyone says. She's the reason why Chiaki dies. And for that reason, she will always be one of the worst characters in Danganronpa. She may not be the worst, but god damn it, she's fucking close. She is so close. And especially if we're talking about Danganronpa 2, she is the worst character. And I will literally fight on this hill by myself that this is the worst execution and is the worst character in this game. I don't care. Now, Gundam Tanaka Stampede. What a cool execution. I don't think, or I can put this one in A. I can put this one in A. I'll move this one down. I think you aren't alone. See, thank you. Infinimask, already loved you, dude. Already love you. Dude, do that. I don't know. You can't just, assume these days. But I 100% love you. 100% love you for that. It's just true. Mikon sucks, okay? Mikon sucks. Okay, but Gundam Tanaka Stampede. Such a cool execution. One of the cooler ones. And it's definitely one of my favorites. The problem is, I'm not going to rate it too high, because I'm also super biased. I'm super biased. And so for that reason, I'm going to kind of refrain from just throwing it up an ass because I love Gundam so much. But this execution was just so cool. Obviously, Gundam takes the time to put all the Dark Devas of destruction over somewhere safe so they don't die or get hurt. Already showing you just who he is as a person. Like he He knows it's his last moment, and instead of like trying to run away or anything, no, he accepts his fate, but he makes sure that, like, you know, the people they cared about were safe. Already, like, a couple, like 5 points. 5 points are just added from that. Then he does a really cool magic spell, like he's Doctor Strange. And I don't even know what it does. Some people have said it doesn't do anything, and like that was the point, like that's the despair part of it. But you could also look at it as, no, he actually accomplished what he was doing, because at the very end, it looks like he's going out to heaven. Which, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that's kind of going against his character. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if Gundam really likes heaven. I don't know if he believes in that. You'll have to ask him if he's still not dead. But I think you get the point, right? It's just a cool execution. It's a very simple execution, but it's very, very effective. The way it's shot and animated, well done. I love this execution so much. It's such a cool one. Such a cool one. Now, the next execution, honestly, is going to be the first S tier. And I explained it in my video when I was ranking the best executions in Danganronpa 2. The reason why it's an S tier is because this is an execution that I think is done well for what Danganronpa kind of stands for, right? The whole point of Danganronpa is to try to make people feel despair, right? It's despair versus hope, right? For the most part, right? That's the central theme. And then you're watching Chiaki run away, right? We even saw this in the anime, where she's trying to run through like the maze, she's trying to get out, she's trying to see her friends. Her friends are literally pleading like, please get out alive, please stay safe, all this stuff, right? They're hoping that everything goes well. And at the last second, when you think for a second that she could get out of there, what happens? She fucking dies. Tragic, right? That's exactly what this execution does. The whole time she's running through trying to escape all these different like death traps, you are literally hoping that somehow she gets out of there alive, because you don't want her to die unless you hate Chiaki, which if you do, I don't know why you're here, because this is the worst place. We love Chiaki, okay? We don't take any slander towards Chiaki, but she still dies, right? It gives you that hope throughout the entire execution when you just know inevitably she's going to die. And I think that's why these executions are so loved and so well done, is because they actually fit within the theme of Danganronpa. This video is very Ohio Whistler baby grunt guy Sanat. At the end of the video, Ace should Google random stuff. Uru. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. I don't think so. I don't think so. Especially if the government's trying to track me, I'm not okay with that, right? If I, looked up Ohio Whistler, they're gonna be like, "Yo, what's wrong with this guy?" You know? And I don't wanna deal with that. I don't wanna deal with that. So we're good. We're good. We're just gonna chill. Just gonna chill. Honestly. Okay, and then we got whatever the fuck this thing. Wait, put it in F. This, I am so confused. Why was this a thing? Why did they add this? Danganronpa 2 was like okay for the most part, and then this happened, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, can anyone actually try to convince me to like this, or like is it unanimous that this is just like this weird outlier that no one just likes? Like it's just weird. It's just a weird execution. I don't even know. Do you even consider this an execution? It's just, dude, the whole thing is weird. The whole thing is weird. So yeah, we're just gonna put it in an F. Somehow it's not as bad as this one. You would think this would be better, but it's not. Okay, then we got Despair Girls, and we're just gonna throw all of this shit, all of it. We'll put you at the front. All of it is gonna go. All of it's gonna go here. Actually, we'll move this up as well. All this is going to D. I'm subscribed. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to stand on business. Okay. This shit sucks. All of them suck. I had to look at these executions again because I was like, okay, I don't remember any of these. First off, this isn't even an execution. He was swimming, and then because of the bracelet, he blew up and died. If that's gonna be considered an execution, that sucks. At least everything else had a little bit more depth to everything that happened, right? The depth that those executions had were way better. Then, all of these are basically the same. All of them are just stupid. All of them are stupid. The whole story is stupid. So we're not even gonna look at this. And then this, dude, I saw this one. This one's technically the best one, and I don't even know what to think about it. It was like, it literally is a helicopter crash, which already is gonna go really, really well because I love Kobe Bryant, and that was not okay. I didn't like that. Okay, I got Vietnam flashbacks. That was not okay. Okay, so that one goes to D. That one goes to D for that. Honestly, it should go F, but it's better than these two, or whatever these two are. So we'll put that there. Now we got, dude, I don't know what's happening downstairs. I feel like someone's getting murdered. Holy shit, we gotta finish this off because dude, my family's going nuts. Okay, we got Kaede execution. Where do I want to put it? I know where it's gonna go in A, but where in A? Honestly, I'll put it right here. I really do like this execution. It's just a good execution. It's a very tragic execution. It came out of left field. You don't think Kaede's, was gonna be murdered, and it's just so brutal and painful, right? It's so drug out for so long of her like being hanged and then not being hanged, playing bad keynotes. It's such a fitting execution. It's so well done, especially for the first one of this game. It really does set the bar for a good execution. Background. So anyway, let's talk about crap. Dude, I don't know what you guys want from me. They're screaming and I'm just like, well, I'm trying to get things done in this stream. I really am. But yeah, they're going wild in the background. So again, I apologize. I don't know what's happening. So hopefully you guys don't mind. But A tier for this, obviously, yeah, Brian's right. Kurumi's execution is the best execution. Again, it's the same with Chiaki, but it's done even better. There's so much behind, like so much lore behind this execution. It's insane. Like it's based off of like a mythology story or like a religionist story or something like that. And then obviously it's so painful having to climb up these vines, having to go past saw blades, all this stuff to try to get to her people. And when you realize that she is doing this to try to get to her people, even if it is, even if everything is fake, like that still is a testament to who she is, right? She's such a good maiden. Like she always gets the job done. She always upholds her duty. That she pushes past any pain, anything that's sent to her. And then once she gets to the top, she thinks she's gotten there, right? She thinks she's gonna get to her people. Everything just comes crumbling down. No pun intended. And like that to me is why it's the best. It's so heartbreaking having her go through so much pain and misery to try to do something so nice for people and try to save millions, and everything just comes crashing down on her. And I think that to me is why it's S tier. It's just a good representation of, again, making you believe and hope that she gets out and it inevitably just be, put into despair again. Like that is just so well done. So well done. I could literally talk about this execution for like hours. Like, Kurumi is the best, and don't kill me, could better than Kaede if she could develop in story. Honestly, no. Infamous, I actually don't hate that. I feel like Kurumi is one of the more underrated characters. I feel like there's a lot of underrated characters in V3. There's a lot of underrated characters, and Kurumi is one of them. I definitely agree where, like, if Kurumi had a little bit more time, she could have been a way better character, honestly. Especially if they, like, if she was like a more prominent character, because the problem is like she's just kind of utilized as, you know, like the mom of the group, you know, right? Like obviously that's a joke in the game, but that's honestly like how it is. Like she is just the mom of the group. She cooks for them, she, you know, helps them out with whatever. So like she doesn't really get time to develop as a character. And I wish honestly what we could have saw is like we get to see how she feels about everything. Like she loves being a maid, but like when all of her friends are just asking her to do all these different things, especially in this situation, I feel like we could have actually saw a different like perspective on her character. But sadly we didn't get that, you know? Like I feel like there's something we could have got so much more, but like that's also the tragic thing. It's like, well, we lost them, right? It's the same thing with Kaede, right? I love Kaede's character, and she's only in for one chapter. Like that's well done, as opposed to like Sayaka Maizono, where she has one chapter as well, but like she's not as developed, she's not as interesting. It just isn't as good. Kurumi is, right? Kaede is. You know, Kaede has a way bigger presence and impact on the story than Maizono did. Like they're just super underrated. Yeah, I agree. Like they're all just. I feel like, again, I've said this a lot. I think V3 is just the best all-round cast of characters. Like there are some bad ones, right? Don't get me wrong. Like Sumugi she ain't it. Okay, she's a bad character. She's plain. But like, again, everyone else is for the most part really good, and they actually have really cool storylines to them. And it's why I will always say V3 is my favorite out of all of them, because of how well done the characters and the story is, for the most part. The ending is a little iffy. Just a little bit. But we're not even talking about the story. We got more executions. Alright, hey, see you later, Nick. Hey, don't worry. Tomorrow we will be doing a Pokemon Unite stream, so don't worry. Come around the same time. We'll be doing some more Pokemon Unite for all my Pokemon fans. But I wanted to get something out from Danganronpa fans, because it's been a while since I've done any Danganronpa content. If all characters in V3 didn't kill each other, I would love everyone. Honestly, fair. My name is very skippity. Yeah, Greatness Moonlight. It is very skippity. I'll give you that one. Also, welcome to the stream, Greatness Moonlight. Hopefully you're having a good day. Okay, so we got the cultural melting pot. Honestly, again, this one, if you would have asked me before, I would have said C or maybe even D. I really didn't like this one at first. But as time has gone on, I kind of like it, dude. I really like this execution. You know, I really do. Like I will say this, right? Corregion's execution was good until the end. Did that is true, and I feel like me and you had the same reaction, because I thought the same thing. I thought the exact same thing. But the reason why I actually like him is because obviously Corregio's whole thing is he loves his sister, right? Incest. It's weird. Don't worry. We understand that. But he really did love his sister, and at this point he feels like, oh, I'm gonna reunite with her, right? You know, I get, you know, to see her again, all this stuff, right? Because he truly does love and care for her. And then for that to go out the window, right? And for that to be stopped because Monokuma and his sister like betray him, and they're, you know, throwing the salt on him so he doesn't get to pass on, right? Like, again, it's just that thing of like, you're making the characters feel hope, and then at the very end, despair just strikes. And I think that's why it's such a good execution, because it's just like with these ones, right? You're building up this suspense of like, you're hoping that everything kind of works out for that character, but then at the very end, it doesn't. Now, obviously, Corregio is a little bit different, because like he's a mass serial killer, right? So we don't really like that. But at the very end, it is easily one of the most despair-inducing endings to any execution, for sure. Ace saved me. I don't know how I can do that, fam. I'm sorry, Brian. You might be on your own. Monica with no incest. Anyone got some salt? Objectively, it's the most despair-filled end for the way they wrote him. I just can't like it because of the context personally. No, that's fair. That's fair. If you didn't like it for that reason, I think that's completely fair. I think that's completely fair. Because again, I used to think the same thing, but like, if you kind of look past it, I feel like it is an A tier execution. I think it's still done really, really well, for sure. Now this one hurts. this one hurts a lot. I really hate that I had to do this. I'm so sorry, Gonta. I'm so sorry. This one sucks. Dude, if you thought this one or Correcchios was bad, this one is even worse. I love Gonta. Gonta easily top 5 best characters in V3 alone, but the problem is the execution is just so out of left field. First off, they're in a Western. Why the fuck would Gonta be in a Western? Like, what about that makes any sense? Then they shoot metal bugs at him to go sting him. Okay, I guess. Like, I can see the bug part, but why is it like robotic bugs? And why are you shooting it out of a gun? That's a little weird. Then you had the whole like monophony thing where she gives birth to big mama moth. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching at this point? What did I just see? And then it stabs Gonta, and then you burn it. And I'm just sitting there the whole time like, I don't even know what went into making this execution. It just feels all over the place. I think that's the problem. Like, it's truly weird. It's just all over the place. It doesn't feel like it fits Gonta. It doesn't make me feel hopeful like the other ones or anything like that. It just feels weird. Again, I understand like why the bugs are there, but the reason as to why they do it, I don't think works. Honestly, I think I said this. I wish what would have happened was the whole execution was focused on Gonta being a gentleman. I think that would have made the most sense, right? Imagine if Gonta is like in some situation where like maybe he needs to like do something gentleman to be like a gentleman or whatever, or like a bunch of people don't think he's a gentleman, whatever the case may be, and then like because maybe like the people hate him, they like try to kill him or something. I don't know. I really don't. But like that could have been like the central theme, and I feel like that would have been sad, right? Because Gonta is the nicest person. Everyone loves Gonta. So imagine seeing a bunch of people hating on him, wanting to kill him, right? Kind of like if you ever seen Beauty and the Beast. Think like that, right? How the people reacted to Beast in that movie. I think something like that could have worked for this. I think maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird for that, but like I think that could have been a lot more interesting. Gonta execution was kind of good. The problem is with the Monokuma part, making it entirely random out of nowhere. True, very true. But also, I guess maybe the way I'm also looking at it is, I looked at the first 3, right? This one, and this one, and they're all so good. I loved all 3 of them. And then you get to this one, and it's like, well, that's a bit random. And then you just go on to like, again, more good executions, and it's like, it just doesn't fit. Like when you look at all of them together, it's like the one that doesn't really fit with all of them is Gonta's. So I think that's also a part of it, where it's like the other ones are so good, like S or A tier level, that when you see Gonta's, it's like, yeah, it kind of fell off. Yeah, V3 was too high of a bar. Yeah, it's the weakest one in V3 for sure. So honestly, to be a little bit fair, we'll move Gonta up to C. Right, we won't put Gonta in D. Gonta is a gentleman, and we love Gonta. Right, so we'll move him up a little bit. We'll put him there, but I won't move him up higher than that. Okay, I think we could do that, because it definitely isn't the worst thing out there, but it definitely could have been better for sure. Then we got the first ever execution where Monokuma technically loses. Right, he doesn't get his way, and honestly, for what this one means, I'm gonna put it S. I think I may have gone against my earlier list with V3. So if you guys watch my V3 video of me ranking these executions, if this one's like in a different spot, or like it's not the second best, it's just because these two are really close. But I think the reason it has to be S tier is because, one, you get to spend way more time with Kaito. So like, obviously when Kaito dies, you're gonna feel way more for Kaito than you ever did with Kaede. And that's sad because obviously we love Kaede. But then the next thing is like, he wanted to see space, right? This is a person who he never deserved to ever be an astronaut, right? Like he lied his way through, and because of his like his presence, his characteristics and whatnot, they love them. They're like, you know what? No, he can become the youngest astronaut ever. And then like his dream was, oh well, I want to go see space, and with his illness and everything, it's like him being able to see space, right? Being able to actually see and like get to that dream was so cool. Like even in his last moments, he finally got to do the thing that he's always wanted to, and I think that also really hits home of like, again, just like, you know, accomplishing that one goal that you always had, especially for someone who has an illness, right? I think that definitely hits home, right? Like just thinking, this might get a little sappy, right? But just think of like anyone that may have had like cancer, that has like a dream of like wanting to meet people or whatnot, you know? It's just that, like that hits home for me. So I feel like that's also another reason why I gotta put it in S. I didn't want to get too sentimental, but that one just hits home. Pink character writing wise, he just dies, nothing happens to him. That's the point. Yeah, exactly. He dies before the execution ever happens, and you know, him accomplishing his dream is you know, the coolest moment. And then again, he didn't die the way that Monokuma wanted. He went out on his own terms, right? The only person to say, yeah, I went out on my own terms. I didn't go out the way that you wanted. So yeah, definitely S tier. Now these two, I'm gonna rank these together. This is the final execution. My boy Kibo. We're just gonna put good old Kibo on B tier. It's not a bad execution, right? Obviously, like he kind of did like this big sacrifice, so you know the rest of them could like get out of there, right? He killed Tsumuki and everything, and it was just a really cool moment, right? Because Kibo up to that point never really had a moment to shine, right? He was always kind of like the background character for the most part. He had a few funny scenes, but he didn't really have anything for him. So being able to be like, you know what, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna help my friends, right? He's able to use his gadgets, you know, and everything like that. I think it was cool. I just don't think there's like anything insane or crazy that really makes it stand out amongst the rest, but it's just a really cool way to finish off the game, right? Compared to the other final executions like this one or Junko's, this one stands out way more, right? It's just a way more recognizable and likable execution to end off V3. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it B. I feel like this is a pretty decent list. I feel like I did a pretty decent job. Again, the Spirit Girls alter ego, that goes D. We don't talk about this shit. Gonta is not that bad. Maybe Gonta could move up, I guess, because again, we feel for Gonta a little bit more than Kirigiri's dad that we never got to really know about. Junko's execution I still think is better, even though it is very much, you know, anticlimactic and stuff. Yeah, and everyone else is done well. Yeah, I like this. I like this list. I feel like this is pretty good. I could do a video of like my top 5 best executions and stuff like that. Maybe right before I end up leaving. I don't know what I'm gonna do for that. I do still want to do Danganronpa content as well, because I enjoy talking about it, especially with you guys. You guys are always so fun and cool to hang out with. But it's definitely kind of limited. I'm hoping that maybe at one point I'm going to be able to stream the game and I'll play through it with you guys on stream, because I haven't actually done that yet. So I'll probably go through like Danganronpa 1 if anything, and whatnot. But I do know that me and BG, we're still working on the anime. We have 2 more episodes for the anime, so once those 2 episodes are done, I'm gonna like put them in one big video, and then you guys can watch us like reacting to the anime. So that's something that's coming out. I do have a couple of other video ideas and maybe some reactions that we can do on top of that. But yeah, besides that, that's pretty much it for the stream. So I guess we could just kind of talk for a little bit, but then after that, I'll just kind of get out on your guys' hair. Also, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Really does help out. Really does help out. I showed my friend Shiaki and Kurumi execution, and they wanted to play the game. I didn't because they were young. Yeah. Kiba got overshadowed by the insane chaos of the execution in general, but it's a great moment for him, and only real moment for him. Yeah, it's the only real moment where you get to really see him. Ace, where did Purple Eye Ace go? Where did he go? Okay, Brian, I actually always wanted my character to have blue eyes. I never wanted it to have purple eyes, but like that was the only thing I could get because it was a very like standard image I could get as a character. But I always wanted blue eyes. I couldn't get it. But once I did my like VTuber model and everything, I just changed it to blue. I do want to change up my VTuber model a little bit more. Because it's still just a basic design, but I don't have like money to pay for anyone to do that. But yeah, for sure. Okay, chat question: what would you guys rank this tier list out of 10? Like out of 10, well, you know, how would you rank it? 1 being worse, 10 being good. I remember only 2 scenes for Kibo. 1, the Miyu thing. Yep, I was about to say that's one moment that I think none of us can forget, even if we wanted to. And then 2, the execution. True. Okay. Also, while you guys give me your opinions on the tier list. Also, let me know. Do you guys want me to rank all the deaths or like trials and stuff? Would that also be something you guys want to see? 1 out of 10 because of the Spirit Girls. You know what? That's fine. You know what? If that's why it's being ranked low, I will take a 1 out of 10. I will take a 1 out of 10 every day of the week. Trials? That could be cool. I don't know if there's a tier list like that. I'll try to find one. If not, then I might have to like try to do a video or something. But that could be cool. I'll also have to like do a little bit of research on each one, make sure I remember, because the trials are pretty long. They're pretty long, so I'll have to do a little bit of research, but I'll definitely try to do it if I can. But yeah, again, I do want to try to do more Danganronpa streams in the future, or even just Danganronpa content in general, because I do still genuinely like talking about it, but there's just not much to do. Do one where you rank every talent. That could be cool. Yeah, and what I'll probably do, I'll just probably use the characters and do that. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah, you guys let me know if you guys have any suggestions on anything that you guys want me to rank, either on a tier list or in a video. Let me know, and I'll try to get working on that for sure. Because I was kind of running out of ideas for a little bit, but I think that could be cool. I also wanted to react to the Danganronpa Abridged series because I heard it's actually kind of funny. So I want to do that. Like I want to do like a best moments and whatnot. I want to do that. So that's probably something that's going to be coming. So maybe you guys will like that. But yeah, that's going to be it. I just been kind of rambling on at the end, just talking. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed everything. And again, hit that like button, hit that sub button. And I will see you guys next time. Have you seen Project Eden Garden? I have seen it. I have not played it. I don't know. Is it like free to play? Do you have to buy it? I don't know anything about that. Because if like I'm able to play it, it's free to play. Okay, honestly, I'll probably look into it. If there's like a full version and I can play it and whatnot, I'll probably do that. If you guys want. I don't know when I'll be able to do that though, because I'm working on the Nuzlocke. But definitely after the Nuzlocke, we could do that. We could definitely do that. Well, that could be like once a week. So hopefully you guys don't mind being patient for me to hopefully get done. Right now, I think there's one case. Yeah, I think that's what I heard. But yeah, I'll play it. I did like the ultimates from what I remember, but I don't remember all of them. I just remember there's one that's like a sharpshooter, and I was like so upset because that was like something I had thought about for like an OC character. If I had one, I would be like, oh yeah, I want to be like a sharpshooter or like a sniper or something. And they kind of did that. I was like, fuck. And it kind of looks like me, so I was like, dude. It was upsetting, but again, I will see you guys next time. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your guys' day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for some more Pokemon Unite, for some normal streams. But without further ado, I will see you. See you, everyone. Good night. Good night.